Greetings and welcome to You Are the Miracle. This is the show that is all about helping you to understand how much you have to contribute to the world to become the miracle that we're all looking for. I am Cheyenne Kramer, and this is my better half,
Don Kramer. Nice long introduction there, I
Uh,
have to say. I hope everybody's having a great night like we are.
Absolutely. And boy, I'll tell you, we've only been in Raleigh for a couple of weeks, but doesn't it seem like it's just been wild and crazy the whole time? Holy mackerel.
Exciting things are happening.
Well, there are, and we feel very blessed to have a lot of amazing connections here in the Raleigh area and getting ready to put together our suicide prevention event, which is coming up in September. But tonight, I really wanted to take just a few more minutes to expand on some things that we talked about last week, and also to make an offer to folks. If you're so inspired, I hope you'll take advantage of this offer, because it really has the potential to help every single person that sees this podcast. And it really is all about the idea that you must be well in body, mind, and spirit,
yes,
in order to live in your purpose. And do we need more people living in their purpose right now?
Definitely.
Oh, my word. Yeah. I mean, it seems like the world gets crazier every day. And, I was in a conference for a good part of last week, and I heard these words over and over again, that each of us has a gift to bring to the world that only we as individuals can bring. Mm-hmm. So you have a gift that only you can bring.
Yeah, we cannot bring your gift.
No,
you have to bring it.
I have a gift. You have a gift.
Right.
And only we can do it, because it's based on our knowledge, it's based on our experiences, it's based on our wisdom. And man, I believe every single one of you has that to bring to the world. And I believe we mentioned it last week, but we'll mention it again. What's the number one reason we've seen on the road why people are not living in their purpose? Health challenges.
Right.
They just, it seems like it is just part of the speed up process that's been happening over the last few years. I mean, everything's speeding up, but the number of people who just are either in pain or have a real chronic condition that just knocks them off the rails every now and then. There's all kinds of things that are happening. And, we mention once in a while about how, you had a very good business. It was a 6-figure a year business, and you had things that kind of crept up on you unexpectedly.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and,
indeed.
Between some of the emotional components, definitely the physical components, all of those things. And the fact that I believe at that time, we both were starting to hear that little still small voice saying, there's something else you need to be doing.
Well, people got to understand, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm older than most people think I am.
That's true.
And I'm going all the time.
True.
Better than 30 years ago. Definitely better than 10 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And there's a reason for it.
That's it.
A lot of people that are a lot younger than me are complaining about aches and pains and everything else, and they won't listen to me. How do I get around and do everything I do at my age, and I'm older than these people?
And people tell us all the time.
Yes.
It's like you look like you're getting younger.
That's right, we are.
we feel like it most of the time. So yeah, I mean, it really is the truth that, this is becoming a big core piece of my personal mission, is, just based on what happened to him, based on having that business just kind of go away, and so many things that happened after that. It's like, what can we do to take more control over our personal well-being? And again, it might be about your body, it might be about your emotional health,
Mhm.
it might be about your spiritual health.
That's true.
And we have to address all three these days.
Mhm. That's where a lot of people say, "Oh, I can train you. I can help you do this and that." They don't train on all three. And that's what's missing. A lot of people, "Oh, I can do this and that." Well, I can do this and that too. But you're 20 years younger and I can still do it just as well as you can.
It's true. It's true. So, we're trying to reach people and help them understand that there's so much we have done with technology. I mean, technology has evolved over the last decade in
Mhm.
crazy ways. AI is all over the news, and we know
Right.
that.
Mhm.
But there's so many types of technology that people are not even familiar with. Last week I told you a little bit about a facial scan technology that we have access to. And if you look under our names here tonight, look under our names at the web page that's listed there. Because right now, between now and Thursday, that web page is up. And anybody who goes to that web page and asks for an appointment with me is going to have access to a free facial scan.
And that
And
facial scan's worth at least $50 to $100.
well, exactly. In fact,
So
because not only are people getting the scan, but we're also going to help you with the interpretation of it.
that's important.
It's actually a $97 value.
Yes.
And between now and Thursday, it's free. And that is one thing we can do for the community to be able to say, hey, come and find out what your body is craving right now. And what's really cool about that is that it will tell you where your nutritional deficiencies are. It will tell you, which systems of your body are out of balance.
Mhm.
We were talking to somebody today, and as we were looking at the scan, he's going, man, it looks like I'm out of whack all over the place, and I'm not that old. And I'm going, no, it's okay. What you need to understand is the scan it may not be saying you're in perfect shape, but we look at all the individual biomarkers in the scan, and we look at the ones who are really out of phase, out of whack. And
Right.
we start there in helping to bring your body, mind, and spirit back into balance. And then, and this blows my mind. I mean, this thing actually can tell you about your emotional health. And emotional health is so important right now. My goodness, we're here in Raleigh because we're going to do a suicide prevention event. Why would we be doing that if suicide has not become almost an epidemic? And I'm telling you, in our younger generations, it is. In our military generations, it is. But it's cutting across every group out here. It doesn't matter what race, what religion, what socioeconomic status,
Anything.
all across the board. The suicide thing is becoming bad. So this crazy scan can even give you clues about your emotional health. And we now have the ability, and I'm really so grateful to Fred for this, but we have the ability to be able to virtually help to release stress and anxiety just on a Zoom.
What's the number one killer? Stress.
Stress. Doctors have been saying that for eons.
Yes.
But here's the kicker. They don't tell you, that it's really about your emotional health. We hear the word stress,
Mhm.
but we don't necessarily connect it to our emotions. And I can look at this and when somebody's done a scan and be able to go, oh my gosh, what are you feeling guilty about? Who are you angry at? I mean,
Yes.
it tells you.
And the scary part, it's darn accurate.
It
It
is
is very
It
accurate,
is.
believe me.
I was looking at somebody's scan recently, and it was like there was this big, off the charts almost kind of thing on guilt. And I said, my goodness, what are you feeling so guilty about? And he said, my divorce.
Mm.
So, I didn't even know they were going through a divorce. I had no clue, but it could tell us this. And actually, I really want to go back to that person because we hadn't been trained yet when I talked to him about the fact that we could help with emotional health and well being from a virtual kind of scenario. And thank God for our mentor who kind of put us through that rather intensive
Yes.
training last week so that we can do that. So, now we have the ability to help people figure out, how can you use nutrition to help rebuild the body? Because I still love Dr. Peter Glidden. And one of the things that he says is the intelligence that made the body knows how to heal the body. Why is that so hard for us to understand?
It's crazy,
Oh
but
my
it
goodness.
can. But the body needs the tools.
It needs the tools. And it's just absolutely amazing. And I tell people, it's like, okay, now assuming you might cut your finger, but if you didn't cut it off, it will pretty much heal by itself. You might want to give it a little help. Make sure you got something so you don't get any infection there.
Right.
But it heals itself. The body wants to heal itself, but it needs the help. And so that's what we want you to understand is we're becoming kind of a one-stop resource for a lot of different types of healing, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, or whether it's spiritual. And, a lot of people, I probably haven't talked about this piece enough, but all the way back, some of you may know about my Find Your Song and Sing It program. But a lot of you may not know because I was teaching it in the community college system. A lot of you may not know that's actually designed to be a spiritual health program. Let's face it, folks, so many of us in our work, we're encouraged to think logically about what kind of work we got to have, how much money can we make, but we're not encouraged to connect our head and our hearts in pursuit of that income. And that to me is something that society has stolen from us, stolen out of our very spirit, and we need to put it back. So if you've ever heard anything about Find Your Song and Sing It, living your song, doesn't matter whether you're currently employed, unemployed, or maybe you're a business owner that just wants to figure out how to make a bigger difference in the world. We need to get our heads and our hearts connected and start to figure out ways to create our income from that space. That's how we become spiritually more healthy. I was telling people just the other day, I said, hey, Christianity talks a lot about the Holy Spirit. But what does the Holy Spirit really have the ability to do? When we get our heads and our hearts connected, we start to hear that still small voice.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where our spiritual connection comes into play. If we hear that still small voice, we start to operate from that. Forget the fear, forget thinking that we know more than it does, and just start to take action. Now we can heal the hole in our hearts, heal that spiritual longing that so many people have, but they don't know how to engage in.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying we have to take all those little baby steps
Mm-hmm.
to make that giant leap.
It is absolutely the truth. And, and and that's the beauty is we can take baby steps. We don't have to jump off the side of a cliff and see if we can fly, that's what some people end up feeling like when we talk about, getting more spiritually healthy is they're like, oh my God, I can't take this huge leap. Well, don't. Let us help you find the baby steps that help you to connect the head, the heart, and live more from that spiritual core that is you, that is who you really are meant to be. And it's in that spiritual core, it's in your heart that you have a very unique gift to bring to the world. You remember Les Brown's old saying?
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. The graveyard.
Richest
what is the richest place in the whole world? It's the graveyard,
Graveyard.
because that's where everybody goes, takes their gifts with them,
Right.
instead of leaving them here for others to benefit from.
To put them out there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do that.
You have to do that. And you know, as some of us get a little up there in age, you know, we start thinking about the whole idea of legacy. Is there a legacy that you're supposed to leave here that lives on beyond you? I expect there probably is. It doesn't have to be an earth-shattering legacy. You know, not everybody's going to be president. Not everybody.
You don't have to rush to create that legacy. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
And you don't need to go to the graveyard anytime
Oh,
soon.
well, no, but you got to have time to build a
That's
legacy.
right.
You know,
And
doesn't
start
matter.
now.
That's right. Doesn't matter how old you are. Never too late.
There's no rush to be planted.
No. And we're not advocating for
No.
running to the graveyard quickly. In
No.
fact, we're really quite in the opposite space. You know, what can we do to take more control over that body, that emotional and mental health, that spirit, so that we have the time to be able to bring more good to the world? Because if you haven't looked around lately, there's plenty of room for improvement.
Oh, yes. A lot of improvement.
We truly believe that. And you know, one of the sayings that I often have repeated is, you know, I believe we all came here with a piece of a super puzzle.
That's right.
And if we all were building our special piece of the super puzzle, we would all be living on a planet with lots of health, lots of prosperity, and we would be living in peace. Do we have a lot of any of that going on
No.
right now?
None. You
That-
got to have the health. The
Yeah.
health, and health.
That's it. Because, you know, you can have tons of money in your bank account, but if you don't have the health to go along with it, what good is it? You just leave it for somebody else? Oh, maybe.
Government.
Or the government will take it.
Did I
Yeah.
say that?
Who knows? But that's the fact of the matter, folks, is your health is part of your wealth. And we're here to help. We want to help. And again, I'm going to point back right under our names, right over there. Yeah, right under our names. You'll see this little web link. And unfortunately, it's probably not clickable on here. But if you just go and type that exact web link into a browser or on your phone, you can probably do it with your phone as well. Just type that in there. And what that's going to take you to is a page where you can make an appointment with me, where we will, for free, we'll do a face scan with you, and then we'll help you to interpret the results. And we'll make recommendations. You don't have to take any of our recommendations. That's totally up to you. But we will make recommendations about things you can do to improve your body, improve your emotional health, improve your spiritual health. And we want to see you. We want to see you out here living in that passion, that purpose that only you can do to bring a gift to the world. You have any other thoughts, Eddie?
Well, I think people should get hold of us. Contact us. Please.
I agree. So that web link right there is probably only going to be up and through, I'm saying May 9th. It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So yes, May 9th, Thursday, May 9th, that web link's going to be up. And you can jump onto my calendar and we will help you to know before your world crashes in what you can do to improve body, mind, and spirit.
Like I say, that scan alone, nothing else, it's worth at least $50.
Well, and
But with your
interpretation, yep,
it is actually worth more than 100. But
it's free through May 9th.
mhm,
So get on my calendar, even if, you know, as long as you get on the calendar, even if it's past May 9th, as long as you've set the appointment by end of day on May 9th, it's a freebie for y'all.
that's what a deal.
I think it's awesome. So I'm excited. I hope to hear from some of you guys. If you find what we're talking about to be valuable, please share it. Share it, comment on it, like it, and let other people know that we don't have to be derailed with health challenges at all. We all have the ability to work with that infinite intelligence that knows how to heal the body, wants to heal the body, is trying every day to heal the body, and it's just waiting for you to assist. Hope to see you guys this week, and we'll see you again next week on You Are the Miracle podcast.
Have a great week.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.